I was young more quabas for Amra, News Ghana TV and an TVGH, and also yes, I didn't some at the bro. Edicano, they be able to so damasi, more subscribing and more day, and who had so share the man for him now. Yame, Ishamuna Sansa, yet chill on mine. Penny so back of one sat into Catania Miani, Sanso so, and Obako so a good Tina Blibiano, Yababa Tran, engineer on mine. A dear Nessia, a year, dear Nessia, Enye, Ninano, Nay Shimokina, or Sakwan. Sabram no can say, former finance minister, Ira Ken Ofori and Atik Mohammed, our former PNC General Secretary or the Sobo at Japan, Sapapano, Woma Boro, and answer Bosiabo, Ebayan, de Papa. That is a who say Bosiano Cobo, Bunyabintino, Dibiano, Solomon Man Crasso, the La Sulala, or Cobo Bosian at Yaba. You couldn't change the more Atik Mohammed at the MIA nearby, about the Trosso, Elsa Quines.
Media measures if free baby near the could do up in Pensway, and the good news are Yatin and Nano pay. Nana Endra cry. On the night year count, we kept talking about this borrowing binge now the Minister for Finance engaged in. Or Bobby Siana left, right, center, and Coca smart borrowing in as if there is nothing smart about borrowing.
There's nothing smart about borrowing.
No. Until whether you go and borrow 10 billion at a coupon rate of 5 or 10, at the end of the day, a car. What has here? Until Kasu, we ideas utia. Na Osha Ghana, we have always complained. If you look at our revenue and our revenue effort now, collection effort, and yadia is nisa. And each time, you prepare your budget. Budget is just simply a statement of near you intend idea why you are say obeji any your say will spend it. Now, Pino, when you strike the difference between the two, excluding of course interest payments, near ubenyano. And I mean, let me not even talk about primary balance. But usually when you strike the difference between your revenues and your expenditures, near ubenyano and una a friend fiscal balance. Say negative na friend deficit. Say positive na friend surplus. But Ghana had a minkai the last time we had a surplus fiscal balance. Minkai. Now which means that at every point, we are always in the deficit. Nemum, how we manage that deficit, and the levels are we keep the deficit in here. But when we say Ghana, in politics, yama says here at every 10, and say Ukohana, you see a pipe bomb water, you pay a coin, whether we've planned for it or not, we are planning to expand on our project, So we tend to have a lot of overruns. Now, when you have deficits, there are two ways you finance it: either you print money or you borrow.
Okay, either you print money or you borrow.
And I'm saying the yentimi printing money. And we can't monetize our debt anymore. Until printing money, the yeah. What you do is to borrow. Now, so borrowing so there are two things: we borrow and now printing money. But and I'm saying, like I said, yentimi and printing money too, so we borrow. Na yeah kodru pempen so afi na kana ye di no kra yentimi entwa hoka. Debt service na yentimi nya. So there are two things you do: either you increase your revenue collection and now you rationalize your expenditure. Obetiti nyoma kana ye bo by way of nyoma ye tutono na sifo no.
Yeah.
But then we have not been able to rationalize expenditure because of the kind of politics are here or my imuno. As I say, why nya ebeka say haban we dey na trimu yedi. And it to the biswa ye opinion for ni bi. And I keep saying say ora can over time Ghana man.
Are they?
Ojiji sika na at point he became a loan addict. Aji wante say ye masika wo habekwa akojibi. The fact that your economy is credit worthy interest sika bia say okoje. Jama yebo say because we had gone to float euro bonds and they got oversubscribed. Okoboka minti bi da say obi kire ni gie e wo ka okobo ho.
Te busian akwa
akobo ho. Say wa akobo busian no ye ma osika no ma no bruso. Ni nyina ye ka wo oba view be ye kinki say watch party esan say e kire say wo de otimi boka man yeye. But yet to for say moon slow down. Obianka say membo bisian. Chairman, amama baby, every country borrows.
Yeah.
But sometimes you look at the levels and the capacity to repay. Until a kaka and our public debt is always looked at in ratios, you know. Because look at public in nominal terms, look at the stock of debt keke. Usually it doesn't make sense. Until you have you state it in ratios. Amount for better as yes. When it comes to your capacity to repay, whether with GDP and our income no edos so that ubetimi etua wo kano anase wuntimi ntua. Nti yebo kano kodrum pempen so afi kano ehutua elekanza etua no kra na ntimi ntua biem. In 2022 somewhere May Minister can say, oh, and yeah, because IMF because we could manage our own debt.
We're a proud nation.
We're a proud nation. And check because Chairman, we are now in an era where you can't repudiate debt. Also, at some point in time, you could repudiate as a mean to now from Wedi. And then there we are. Not only will you be blacklisted, on the capital markets. Now, Obi person investing in this country, it raises your political risk profile as a country. Into Obi investment, or the political risk analysis. Now, Obi say, this country is highly risky. Into Nyadi may investing. Once and so until you can't repudiate it. But now you need to edit because you're Bobusian Manobroso. Until we had to go to the IMF. IMF no so almost share that say one of the conditions is to bring your debt levels to sustainable limits. Until the NSO, yeah. So restructure both your domestic component of the public debt and the external one. Domestic need to me and no na man for nya punk ne punky jo ne nasifui. Haircut no. But external need as a man for as I said, the external debt no is not just individual investors. And now corporations are investing by buying bonds ne other instruments we float. Sometimes countries, China for example, kana yetimiko bobisia or China, yetimiko France eko bobisia, and sometimes when you go to the bond markets, you don't determine who buys your bonds. Until countries even buy bonds. Until official creditors, untimi nkaze o maybe more haircuts sa ese uni omo edin komo what is here. And the negotiation was in two forms. One with asset managers and hedge fund managers. Any official creditors see. Na back and forth sa na finally I mean chadie. Sisia omajatum. And adia emede. And is now we are going to get some relief of haircuts now almost omajatum so mbeji haircuts no. Minim haircut cry but whatever form the haircut is going to be, they are going to lose 4.7 billion. What is here? At least we will buy us some space. It will buy us some relief. Breathing space. Until energy some. But we should not be excited, say, we had to go for a relief arrangement with our official creditors. Because we could have avoided this. It is because of the twin tragedies of COVID and then Ukraine when war. Chairman, I think that other countries have experienced the same tragedies that we experienced. Now, so they didn't have to go through near Koyeno. What was their way to build it up? Because they were not debts that were contracted between 2020 and 2022. Can it be a lot of it? Na mature no car ball between 2017 coming up and even before what is here. And some of the principal they matured, we had to retire them, a bit more interest and so on and so forth. And media my excitement is there is some relief because government really was in dire straits or yen hushia nye or triakana in tria. Until we had to find a way, and I'm happy to say finally the negotiations have paid off. But Niami Yan said, Nipana Odi Uncle Tusa, I'm Nanamono. Who says the idea be dear, I try be careful, and was the idea of international finance minister. And Juman too. I really would have expected, say, he would stay on and clean his own mess. But, well, I'm not in the position to advise whoever is doing the appointments. But, okay, you can say there is a need for a new finance minister. There is a need for a new finance minister. And
any new finance minister.
New finance chairman. You see, he comes with some goodwill too.
I mean, Adam.
Exactly. Oh, look, sir, debt restructuring negotiations. Chairman, we're not making any headway.
Mm-hmm.
But essence, a new minister and some fresh ideas we're able to, complete the negotiations and the committee. And it takes tougher negotiations and some goodwill to be able to do that. Yeah, Kadi we kanya man penzi on there, and yen can obiti. Oko who said no, this man he has hit a rock or yen who and Ogaza is here or yen international finance minister. You could have spared us our trouble.
Eti waiting someone Atik Mohammed, yeah, former General Secretary the People's Convention Party PNC. People's National Convention, then some out the two guys. They all came on the agenda. And I say, no crap party, I was here to Subono, a bo on my penny, say, Borowino, a Yabosia Bono, a Bayer Cassia, Ufrata, and I was here the Bono, and I whine, and I was here the Bono. We, and Sebisa, but what do you comment about or comment session? Like a program, not share, also unsubscribe, but no able to me, I subscribe to News Ghana TV and Nanaje TV Church, near Den Sempano. Ete Abremo. Medin Edenana Kofi Ejiskapa, which are from Sir Frank Ramdi Dwedino at the Bro here on News Ghana TV. Macrao.